The Supreme Court is now considering two cases that could decide if transgender women are allowed to play in women's sports. Justices heard arguments for more than 3 hours yesterday challenging laws in Idaho and West Virginia which ban transgender women from playing on a women's team. You're looking at more than 24 other states that have similar laws. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman has been following this case for us and joins us now in studio to break down what was heard yesterday. Katrina, it is a majority conservative court, so there's an expectation the justices will uphold these bans. But based on their questions yesterday, what hint are you getting?
Errol, the sense is that the justices are likely poised to uphold these bans in the states. So if they do, transgender athletes would be barred from participating in girls' and women's sports in those states. But an interesting thing is that people were watching Justice Gorsuch and Chief Justice Roberts really closely yesterday because both of them were part of a majority opinion in 2020 called Bostock that actually protected gay and transgender workers. So people wondered if that could be an indication of how they might rule in this case. But from the very beginning of arguments, Chief Justice Roberts made it clear that he thought there was a distinction here. Still, the justices were grappling with a lot of questions about fairness, about discrimination, about the science behind all this. Do these women actually have an advantage? How is this assessed? The liberal justices were really trying to push for more of a narrow decision here, Errol, where perhaps it's sent back. There's more of an individual analysis done about whether these two particular, a girl and a woman, could participate, whether they actually have an advantage if you assess them individually.
Right, and the cases at question involve track athletes, but the states that have bans, I guess the central question for the justices is there a constitutional protection for transgender people to play these sports? It's almost like a double whammy. So based on some of their questions, is there a sense that a ruling could have nationwide impact, or might they have a more limited decision?
It seemed like they would most likely limit it to the states. So in that case, 27 states have passed these bans. Depending on how they rule, those could potentially be upheld. But the 23 other states could make their own decisions. Of course, there's also a version where maybe the court sends this back down to the lower courts for more of this narrow ruling, more fact-finding on the individual cases. A twist also, Errol, is that one of the women, Lindsay Heacock, she was challenging the Idaho law, is asking the court to dismiss her case altogether. She says she no longer is planning to play in women's sports in Idaho, so she thinks that it's moot. Her lawyers have said that she just wants to finish college without all of this attention and being the focal point of such a high-profile case.
Yeah, and a fascinating case at that. Katrina Kaufman, thank you very much.
Thank you.